Levarme la moustache en la capucha. Siento patanilo, mira tacatiki puletica. Siento patanilo, mira tacatiki puletica. Siento patanilo, mira tacatiki puletica. Siento patanilo, mira tacatiki tacatiki. Siento patanilo, mira tacatiki puletica. Siento patanilo, mira tacatiki puletica. Siento patanilo, mira tacatiki puletica. Sani levarme la moustache en la capucha.
What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And man, I tell you, boy, it's like Fan Snyder just got tons and tons of likes. I mean, he's like a cat. He's like a cat. I mean, it doesn't matter what goes on with this guy. He comes out almost unscathed each and every time. So, I mean, man, this is just got to be the most bizarre thing in the world. Fan Snyder is set to buy 100% of the Washington football franchise. He's getting ready to buy from his partners. Now, I'm going to say this. For all of you who are thinking that even for the slightest moment, Fan Snyder is selling this team, you're sadly mistaken. Because I don't think y'all understand what he has said. Even when now again, we all thought, the investigation was going on and all this type of stuff, and the NFL hired their own attorney to investigate Fan Snyder and all this type of stuff, and we knew this wasn't going anywhere. We knew this. We were just hoping that the lawsuits outside of the NFL would somehow push Fan Snyder out. But after all of this, and especially after the NFL is willing to give Fan Snyder a $450 million debt waiver, understand that. Now, I'm going to tell y'all about why that's so significant. Because when Howard Milstein, who Dan Snyder was a partner of initially to try to buy the Washington franchise, they turned him down because his offer to buy the Washington franchise had too much debt in it. So the fact that they're actually letting Fan Snyder collect debt and give him a debt waiver so he can basically buy out his other partners, that is strange and crazy. I mean, this basically says that investigation that the NFL had going on, that Beth Wilkerson had going on, all that meant nothing. All of it meant absolutely nothing. Not only that, like I said, for a lot of you who were feeling that, oh, he's going to get 100% so he can sell the team. When the investigation was going on and when they asked Fan Snyder about that particular thing and him sitting up there and selling the franchise, he made it very clear he is not going to sell his franchise, and he plans on passing it down to his kids. So understand that as much as we want him gone, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. And it sucks. But what I ultimately want to say is that Ron Rivera, this Ryan Fitzpatrick thing, the way you're structuring this team and everything that's going on right now, you better win. You better win. Because understand this. This is not the first time this franchise has saw a coach-centric approach. We saw it when Marty Schottenheimer was here. That was the thing about it. We saw it when Marty Schottenheimer was here. We saw it when Joe Gibbs was here, kinda. Because contrary to what everybody wants to believe, Joe Gibbs did not know that Al Saunders' offense had that many plays in it. And on top of that, he knew Jason Campbell was not going to learn that playbook like that. Mike Shanahan, also coach-centric approach. You know what happened to each one of those guys? For Marty Schottenheimer, he went 8-8. Guess what? All of a sudden, Fan Snyder said, oh, you know what? We think you need to get rid of some of your general manager duties. Marty was out. Joe Gibbs. They didn't go the first year. They went the second year. All of a sudden, it was like, well, you know what? We need to bump up that offense a little bit. Didn't make the playoffs the first year. Made the playoffs the second year. But at that point, Joe was done. Joe was done. Not only that, Joe got done right before they were getting ready to push Albert Hainsworth onto him. Joe was out. Marty Schottenheimer came here. He sat up there. Mike Shanahan came in. He sat up there and gave us a season with terrible quarterbacks and Rex Grossman and John Beck. And guess what happened after that? Old Fanny boy sat up there and got involved. Ron Rivera, this is my warning to you, because this season will wake a hibernating bear. And see, we all assumed that because Fan Snyder was going to be going through all these lawsuits and everything, his hands were going to be tied. He was going to be out of the picture. Ron Rivera was going to be able to run this team the way he wanted it now. Oh, no. With this development that just happened, where they're talking about Fan Snyder buying all the shares in the Washington franchise, and on top of that, that the other NFL owners are basically going to approve it, Ron Rivera, you better win. Because the moment this team goes anywhere under 7 wins, Fan Snyder will sit up there and get involved immediately. Now, I criticized you last season, but the funny thing about this was that I was getting ready to give you credit for recovering in the free agency thing. Even though I really didn't like a lot of what you did in free agency, Will Jackson, that was a smart move. That was a very smart move. Even though Ronald Darby was also a man-to-man corner too, but that's neither here nor there. The thing that is going to be the disaster, if Ryan Fitzpatrick does not work out, Taylor Heineke, Kyle Allen, anybody doesn't work out, and we as a team go anywhere under 7 wins, blow this whole thing up. Fan Snyder is going to completely dismantle everything. 9 times out of 10, it's going to start with him getting involved, because Jay Gruden made it very clear what happened. This team goes anywhere near 7 and under wins, you can cancel Christmas, because the hibernating bear will be awake and he will be making draft picks. I get that you wanted to change the culture of this team, which is why so many of us as fans wanted you to hurry up and make the drastic move of winning now. Because we knew that this hibernating bear was going to soon be waking up. We knew this. And now, guess what happened? Now this hibernating bear doesn't have to be concerned with winter now, because it's already bypassed him. And even though they say, oh, he still has to get approval from the ownership, he's going to get that approval. Because understand this, if Fan Snyder falls, understand that there are other owners that will fall too. Understand the situation that happened with Jim Irsay. Understand that situation. Understand the situation that happened with Robert Kraft. Understand that situation. If Fan Snyder goes down, they go down too. And the NFL can't have prominent owners going down as well. So with that being said, Ron Rivera, you better win. You better win. Because the hibernating bear is now awake. And what's going to happen is that he's going to now get hungry. And when our hibernating bear gets hungry, he gets busy. He gets nosy. He gets involved. He gets he goes all in. So trust and believe. At this point right now, your draft selections even have to be on point. Everything you do right now will be scrutinized. Now, I'm going to tell you something, Ron. I get it. You don't know what you got yourself into. I get that. But understand this. If you would have went all in on winning now, the hibernating bear would be still kind of settled because you would have thrown it some salmon for it to just chill out for a while. But understand, if this doesn't work out, it's going to be a problem. And that hibernating bear is going to get involved. And then all the hard work you feel you have done is going to be a disaster. Because understand this, even though he may be awake, he's going to keep you around. Because you know why? He's going to understand that he can't find another coach at this current moment to take the job. So he's going to do the exact same thing he did to Jay Gruden that he does with you. He's going to keep you around. He's not going to let you resign. He's going to keep you around, extend your contract for a year, extend it for a year, extend it for a year. He's going to do that. But at the same time, he's going to be tinkering in the background. Fan Snyder's going to be like, yeah, let's go after this guy. Yeah, I'm going to sign this guy. Yeah, I'm going to sign this guy. And the friendship that you've built with Martin Mayhew and Marty Herney is going to go out the door. That's what happened to Mike Shanahan and Bruce Allen. They were actually cool with each other prior to coming to Washington. And it wasn't until Fan Snyder was there that all of a sudden that friendship, that bond that they had separated. So be ready and be warned, because the sleeping bear, the hibernating bear, is now awake, and he's going to be coming to feed. And if you go under 7 wins, he's going to get involved. And for all of us as fans, for the past 20 years, it's going to be a disaster. This has been your man, John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.